We had a chance to turn on the cameras and take a look at a very unique firearm. This one is a Colt model 1855 Revolving Carbine. It's a 56 caliber black powder 5-shot rifle. Now, I'm definitely no historian and I'm no expert on antique firearms, but I did have a chance to talk to the owner a while about this one and do a little bit of online research. And whenever something's this old, you're going to get different opinions from the various sources, but most agree that there was only about 5,000 of these made. As the model implies, it was developed during the 1800s, and it sounds like it took them a little while to come up with the technology to make it as reliable as they could. However, this places it predominantly during the Civil War. Most of the use of this one was during the Civil War. However, some sources indicate it was also carried by riders of the Pony Express. You can imagine having a small multi-shot rifle like this one would have been a real advantage to those guys who had to stay on the move. However, I am no historian here, so if you do want to find information about this one, there's lots available online. Lots of information about Colt firearms, of course, Civil War firearms. So what we can do, though, is take a close look at it. So we're going to kind of scroll back and forth across the firearm a couple of times here, and then I'll kind of point out some of the features that I'm aware of. Because there's so few of these and because they're so old, this one has a pretty high value. In fact, the one that we're looking at here in the condition that it's in is going to be valued somewhere between $9,000 and $12,000. So while it's probably possible to shoot this one, it's in fairly decent condition. I don't think I would ever bother putting a bullet into this one and trying to shoot it. It would just be too much at risk if you were to damage it. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the features. If we go down to the end of the stock there's a little channel, and a portion of the cleaning rod is hidden in there. We'll take a look at that in a minute. This is the little pin that the cylinder revolves around, and that could be removed for cleaning, but for loading you didn't need to remove it. You would load through the front of the cylinder there. Each of the chambers, there's 5 chambers. You would put in the black powder and a wad, and then you'd push the ball into position here. But because there's always a potential for a hang fire when you shoot the main chamber up at the top, and some of the sparks come out and light up some of the others. It just didn't develop much further than the initial production. And of course, as soon as cartridges came out, they were able to make magazines and internal magazines and things. So this technology just didn't have a real long run. I can imagine at the time, though, it would have been a real advantage to have those 5 shots, especially if you could take the time to load them well so you knew that you were going to have 5 shots. We'll sort of unscrew the cleaning rod here, and it took a little while, so I'll speed up the film here, but you unscrew the cleaning rod and it'll kind of remove from underneath the barrel there, and you'll see that when we put it up next to the rifle, it doesn't quite reach all the way back, and that's why you needed that extension that they hid in the stock there. Then we'll just finish up with taking a look at a tape measure and kind of give me an idea of some perspective on scale of this one. But I hope you enjoyed taking a close look at a pretty expensive, interesting, and unique piece of firearms history. Really happy to be able to get the cameras on this one. So thanks for watching.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.